So how much censorship are you willing to put up with? Because that's really now the question. And sadly, what I see happening right now is not really going to stop until maybe some people on the left begin to push back when their precious arts and entertainment are messed with, get caught in the crosshairs of the politically correct cancel culture. But until then, this is what it is. You know, when Republicans win elections, they never ever reach and push the agenda that got them there. They're so feckless and so wimpish and so timid and so scared. And when it gets pointed out to them, look, when Democrats win, when Democrats are in control, they push forward with their agenda. And the only thing that the typical Republican will respond with is, well, we don't overreach like they do. We don't overreach like they do. And it's true. We know that right now that the Biden administration and the radical loons that surround him, they are way overreaching. They will pay for this to a certain degree in the midterm elections. I don't doubt that. But I do want you to think about it this way. Though they may lose seats in the midterm election, though they may lose some of the carte blanche that they have right now, is what they're doing right now going to be reversed? Is it going to be repealed? Is it going to be overturned? Are we going to go back? Probably not. So you can set your sights on 2024 and even talk about maybe Donald Trump will make another run at it. And if he does, and he wins, how further behind are we, and what can he really do to reverse the course? It is imperative that, number one, we make sure that these wimp Republicans finally stand up and make the necessary changes to actually ensure proper voting, which means we don't need to be voting for 6 months. We have one day, election day. You can't make it out to vote. You should have requested yourself an absentee ballot ahead of time. They can't just be mass mailed out. No more of this at the last second. Secretaries of State just decide to override their own state's electoral law and do what they want. No more of that. That's one issue. Second issue, you got to cancel the cancel culture. Because here's where we're at. Disney Plus has now removed Peter Pan, Dumbo, the Aristocats, and Swiss Family Robinson from the children's section. Now, if you're an adult over 18, you can access those movies. There's a warning that these are culturally insensitive and potentially racist. What exactly is racist in Peter Pan? Because there's an Indian. Dumbo because of the crows. The Aristocats because of Siamese cats. I mean, all of these movies and all of our books that have gone to this digital format, and they suckered us in because it's so easy, it's so convenient. You don't have to have bookshelves cluttered up, and you don't have to have cabinets of DVDs falling out everywhere. We'll just stream it. You can just download it and have it on a cloud. And now that they have suckered us all into this technology, it's amazing how it can just go away. And we don't have the visual optics like the Nazis standing in the town square with the flames shooting 40 feet high and a mass book burning. But it's the same thing. Amazon, Kindle. We have the foundation of Dr. Seuss's legacy now deciding they will not publish 6 titles. Because apparently one of them, there's 3 Chinese dudes carrying an animal to a zoo. In another one, there's a picture of what would have looked like 1930s, 1940s caricature depiction of a black person. And if the picture really that offended you that much, why not just change the illustration in the book? Why get rid of the whole storyline because there's a picture or two you object to? And I'm not saying that you and I have the right to do that, but certainly those who have been entrusted with the copyright, they are the, if you will, overseers. But no, they're canceling the books in the hopes that everything that Dr. Seuss wrote won't be canceled. And I've already done in a very lengthy monologue on the real reason he's being canceled is not because they're trying to portray him as racist. He is the exact opposite of racist. Therefore, we can't have the white guy trying to fix the problem. We can't have any representation in the modern era that race relations have been getting better and steps were being taken to ensure equality. We can't have that. That is not the narrative that BLM wants out there. And BLM does not share the Martin Luther King dream of that one day our children will be judged by the content of their character and not by the color of their skin. BLM stays in power, the Al Sharptons stay in power by making sure that everything is about skin color and nothing is about character, because certainly when somebody with poor character does something bad and they get arrested for it, or sadly worse, why then we have to take to the streets if they are the quote right skin color and burn cities down, because it doesn't matter about the content of their character, it's all about the color of their skin. But isn't it interesting? The 6 titles of the Dr. Seuss books, which are being discontinued, even though I am sure there's probably already thousands out there that have been printed and ready for sale, you can't buy them anywhere. Amazon has pulled them. Barnes & Noble has pulled them. Books A Million has pulled them. In fact, if you have an old set and you decided, you know what, I can make a couple of bucks right now, and you wanted to throw them on eBay and sell them, eBay won't allow you to. Bump-a-dum-bump. Funny thing is all these electronic platforms, though, you can still buy Adolf Hitler's Mein Kampf, including Amazon. See, they pulled it down, and then it's been quietly put back. And of course, we know that Adolf Hitler didn't have anything negative to say about Jews or black people. So you can't buy a Dr. Seuss book, but you can buy Mein Kampf. And what about Margaret Sanger? You know, Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, the patron saint of feminists. Yet she herself, an avowed supporter of eugenics, the cleansing and purification of the races, referred to black people as not fully evolved, subhuman, human weeds that needed to be eradicated, exterminated, in what she called the Negro Project. Did you ever wonder why about 60% of all the abortion clinics in this country are strategically located in minority neighborhoods with easy access to the extermination of their race? I don't see any of her statues being pulled down. I don't see her name being removed from anything. And she and some of her other ilk were very instrumental back in the day in New York City and other major metropolitan areas, hosting what they referred to as human zoos. And these human zoos oftentimes had Aborigines people and pygmies and other what they consider to be not fully evolved subhumans on display to be gawked at, ridiculed, made fun of, and even had things thrown at them. These were human beings. But you know how the New York Art Institute deals with a controversy like that, they will take down a statue of Teddy Roosevelt, but not admit that at one time their institution had a human museum. We're worried about Dr. Seuss influencing our kids. You ever listen to the lyrics of the typical rap or hip hop song? Every single female is referred to as a bee or a hoe. But apparently that doesn't have any effect on the young males that listen to it and how they then interact, think about, and treat females. No, only Dr. Seuss does that. Only the Muppets on the Muppet Show taint our way of thinking. You understand? They are singling out older works of art, older literary books, older movies and character. That's all going away. Bye, 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 bye. But anything being done now that's current, it's okay. Hip-hop artists talking about bees and hoes, it's okay. They're just keeping it real. They're just keeping it real. They tried to cancel Gone with the Wind. That drew some backlash. But they'll get rid of it eventually. You know what I did today? I made sure I now own the full library, everything, of the old Charlie Chan movie series from the 1930s and 40s. Now, even though I personally didn't care for Warner Oland's portrayal of Detective Chan, and I wasn't really a fan of Roland Winters either, but I loved Sidney Toler. He had the character from 1938 till 1946, did 22 movies. 11 for Fox, 11 for Monogram. I own them all now. Why? Because they're gonna disappear. What? This is Asian racist. Better get your hands on the John Wayne classics that you like because, well, their depiction of Native Americans and John Wayne's overt toxic masculinity and just absolutely whitewash portrayal of American history and patriotism. We can't have that. I am recommending, when you got some free time and a few bucks in your pocket, stop at garage sales, stop at old bookstores, stop at old junk shops. You need to buy hard copy editions of old movies, old books, because these things are all going to just disappear, go away. It's going to be purged for our own benefit because the powers that be, the oligarch and big tech, they know what's best for us. Welcome to the new America, the Biden America. The America where we don't have to read mean tweets by Donald Trump anymore because he's been banned from everything. And now we can have a president who never gives a press conference, never answers a question, is mentally incapable of just standing there and having the press fire questions at him. Because he's not really the president. He's just the puppet. We don't really know who are pulling all the strings right now. But while all of our vestiges of freedoms are being swept away, hey, we're watching the gas prices go up, but it's okay. We're watching him restart and rekindle the wars in the Middle East, but it's okay. We don't have Orange Man. Jobs are being destroyed, but it's okay. It's okay. We're going to have everybody vaccinated by May. We're going to take credit for what Donald Trump had already established. And now the cancel culture. Republicans, if you manage to ever really get yourselves back in power, remember this. Put some of this back, but we know you don't really have the backbone to do that. But what we can do, we can stop this nonsense now. Download it, get your hands on it, make sure you archive it, make sure you have your own copies of it. Don't let our history, don't let this be erased.